I don't think I ever introduced myself, did I?
Who are you?
Yeah,
Why are you in this?
Yeah, I was just, hi everyone, I'm James. I have a YouTube channel called The Odd Ones Out. Do we want to just talk about the difference between filmmakers and YouTubers? Because there's been some YouTubers that have turned into filmmakers.
There are also now filmmaker influencers.
Really?
Yes. It's interesting because some of them are directors of photography, and it's really mostly cinematographers who have a YouTube presence. Some of them are cinematographers first, who then got into YouTubing because it's fun.
Yeah.
Like me.
Oh, absolutely. Dude.
And then it's fun as hell.
Yeah.
Then there are YouTubers who like shooting that became cinematographers because so many people have seen them that they're like, oh, hey, by the way, will you shoot my film? And I guess I'm a filmmaker now.
I think just YouTube is just such an open door where anyone can do anything and find an audience for that,
Yeah.
Like with the industry, you have all these different hoops that you have to go through.
Yeah.
And you need college degrees and stuff, but YouTube, you can just film yourself playing Minecraft and then get a bunch of viewers from that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's true.
So, I mean, I'm sure you all knew that.
Yeah. You know what we need? We need more Minecraft Let's Play channels.
That's right.
Do you consider yourself a filmmaker?
I mean, that's such an umbrella term, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do I make films? Well, I guess we have to define what a filmmaker is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do they play in theaters? No. Do people watch them on a TV? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's what do we... I mean, I would consider myself a filmmaker because, we have the script, we have the storyboards. Well, if I call myself a filmmaker, then are all those Minecraft Let's Players filmmakers, I mean,
is a vlogger a filmmaker?
It's a vlog. Yeah, I would say a vlogger's a filmmaker because they can tell. I guess it really comes back to what we define as a filmmaker, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sitting in front of a camera right now, so does that? I mean, I didn't set it up. You set it up, so maybe I'm an actor. I don't know. I know I'm directing people. I have a team of artists and stuff. What's so funny is that when I first started out on YouTube, I just had my little guy bounce from pose to pose, and there was this big debate about what if I did was real animation or not, because it's it's not frame by frame, he doesn't do lip syncing, and people were it's not real animation, it's animation or da da da, it's storyboard and shit,
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember being guys, it's a YouTube video, did you like it? Great. If not, why do we have to put this label on it? So to answer your question, I'm a YouTuber.
Fair enough.
What did you think? Do you think I make films?
I think you make films.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, because one, you write, you storyboard, you direct, you do, your own character designs and you voice. So but Tarantino's in all of his own movies.
Sure.
So there are lots of directors who are in their own projects, and your films, I'll call them, right? I mean, you release them on YouTube, but there are a lot of short films that are released on YouTube, and there are a lot of things that go to film. I would argue you could submit one of your animated projects to a film festival and they would accept you.
I actually wanted to ask you, in your experience, because in my spaces, I only hang out with other animators and people that work in the animation industry. So we're all just trying to survive being I drew cartoons for 12 hours today.
Right.
So what do filmmakers think of animation? I'm sure it's different per person, but because I get a sense that people look down on it and I'm always why though? It's a beautiful art. It's the most, I wouldn't say the most, but it's a very expressive art form.
Mm-hmm.
You can express yourself however you want in multiple different ways.
Yeah.
And then I also just appreciate just the artistry of drawing an image, spending hours on a certain thing, and then it only show up for one frame,
Yeah.
I'm sure in filmmaking that happens a lot too, but
oh yeah.
So what do you think the film bros views on animation are?
Right. I think that, all art aspires to music, right? They say.
To music?
Do you know this term?
All
art tries to be what music is, right? Music is truly the universal art that you could play it for animals and they're into it. You show an animal a painting, they're not always into it. Anyway, all art aspires to music is like a phrase.
Wow, so music is it's tree stump and we're all just branches from music?
That's what they say.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, I really value, sorry, I'm going off on all these tangents. But I really value music, especially in like, because music can just totally change like the emotion of a scene.
Yeah.
You know, you can put funny music over like a scary scene, and then all of a sudden it's scary.
Yeah. Right. Well, here's the connection. I think that filmmaking secretly aspires to animation. You can see it in all of the set decoration, prop design. Even filmmakers like Wes Anderson will do this thing where he'll actually have a frame where he removes all the visual information and then just has like a single object in the frame and then like cut to that and then away to like show you something in fewer frames than you could normally in motion. And with animation, because there's so much you don't draw and so much extra detail that you don't put in that's in life that you have to like work around. You can get away with fewer frames to show things more quickly and the eye can pick it up quicker. So you can, on one hand, you can be a little lazier and do less drawing. You don't have to do 24 frames per second and draw everything in the world, right? But on the other hand, you can get to the point visually much quicker. And so with that reduced visual information, you can be clearer in what you do as an animator. And I think that in the higher level of filmmaking, the more we're designing stuff, we're like trying to basically do that within a frame is build out like exactly the visual cues the way that someone would draw it out. Whether they realize it or not, there's a lot of respect for animation within filmmaking. And I think that how filmmakers feel about YouTubers is different from how they feel about animators.
No,
right? So like, it's like animators, filmmakers love animators, and filmmakers think that animators are amazing, and animation is a super important role. I mean, so many big movies are like CGI rotoscoped scenes, and rotoscoping is just animation with just live action footage.
I know. I did a video about like every form of animation and talking about rotoscoping.
How many minutes of finished content? Another 4-letter word to filmmakers. How many minutes of finished content have you produced and released
in my life?
Even just for your YouTube?
Yeah.
Would you say you released over 90 minutes of content?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
So every 90 minutes of content you've produced, that's a feature film.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Every 4 to 8 minute video you've released, that's a movie scene. You could argue that you have done the work of making a feature film already many times over.
Yeah.
And the process is the same between what you've done and what would be making films.
So if I just painted a wall and then pointed a camera at the wall for 90 minutes and I said, paint dry, this is my movie, paint dry, does that count?
Some people would say that's what Skinamarink was. If you've seen that movie. Okay, so question about your growth. When did you realize I've made it? I've arrived.
There's actually a few moments, right? So I got my start with comics, right? I had this webcomic on Tumblr. Do you know Tumblr?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember the days of Zanga and MySpace and shit.
Geez, boy. Well, so I just had a comic on Tumblr, and like I would just make these comics about these like characters with like skin and personalities, and no one was reading them. No one really cared, and even I was like, "What am I doing here?" You know, like.
Did you say skin?
Yeah. My characters used to have skin. But then I rebranded to just like bubble people with no skin.
Okay.
White, just pure white. One, because it was easier to draw. And two, because like I can go on like a whole rant about like this webcomic thing. But so I made a webcomic and I posted all these comics. I had like 100 comics and I was still like probably like 20 followers on Tumblr. And then I posted one comic. I remember which one it was. It was someone was like reading a book, and then another person was like, "Do you like the book I loaned you?" And then he just screams at him, and then the guy goes, "Oh, you're at that part." And that's a good joke.
Yeah, that's relatable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then just 3 panels, just post, and then that comic like kind of blew up. Like blew up in like Tumblr numbers and stuff. And I like came home from school, and I just saw that my follower count went from like 20 to 100. And I remember like backing up out of my chair and like my back hitting the wall. And I was like, oh, I've made it. 100 followers.
This is it.
This is it.
5x my growth.
I've made no money from this before, and I'm going to continue to make no money doing this anymore. You know, like which is true. I don't think I made any. Yeah, I didn't make any money with doing the comics like on Tumblr or anything. I was just doing it because I enjoy doing it. So then I started making YouTube videos because when I was drawing webcomics, I would like watch YouTube videos, and I remember being like, I could do that. So I just started making these YouTube videos, and I like was able to get monetization, but I never linked it to my bank account. So I had like monetization, like money, like in my AdSense account, but it just was never like going to my bank. And I was just like, yeah, I'll figure it out later. And then eventually, like, I like checked the account and there was like $900 in there for it was like $900 for like a year of doing YouTube. So it was like my first year I made like 900 and I was like, whoa, this is like an actual, like when, you know, I only worked at like Subway beforehand. And so like the biggest paycheck that I saw was like 200. So I was like, I was like, whoa, this is like actual money, you know? And then when I realized I made it, is when I got 100 followers on Tumblr and when I made $900 a year. So
nice.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Everything from there is just repeating the same stuff.
Exactly.
Looking back at your early work.
Oh, God.
Do you currently feel a sense of cringe looking back, or is it now like nostalgic for you to look back at this?
No, it's definitely gone in a cycle, right? Like, one of my most popular videos is when I was talking about this small, like, local sandwich shop that I used to work at. Okay, I'm cringing just saying this right now, but...
You don't have to say it.
Okay, yeah. My most popular video is when I was working at Subway, and I, like, called it Subway, and I look at that, and I'm like, why did that get so popular? You know, I'm like, people say that, like, it was relatable, and then I'm like, yeah, but it was a lot of kids that were watching it, and I don't think that, like, the 12-year-olds were like working at a local, like a retail job, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm more just like, why did people like this? And I don't like, I don't try to like, just like recapture the lightning in the bottle, but like, oh, Subway number 12, you know what I mean? I'm always trying to like make stuff that I find entertaining. So if I have stuff to talk about, then I'll talk about it. But if I don't, then I'm not going to like, there was and another thing about it, you know what I mean?
When did you discover your YouTube voice?
My YouTube voice? That's actually a really good question. And I feel like you could just go through my old videos, start from the very beginning and just work your way up and just see how it like changes over time.
Which I recommend doing, by the way. Those videos are great.
I think like, you know, when you're telling a story, you do need to be engaged, right? If you look at my very first video, I didn't know what I was doing. I was literally just reading off of a script. It felt like an audiobook. Just, so you know those books you make in elementary school? I don't even think I'm doing it right. I think I'm still overemphasizing certain things. So you know those books and like, so, you know, you do that. You learn that it's bad. You learn why it's bad. You do it again. You get better at it. Whoa, it's part of the process. And like,
weird.
Exactly. And like, I think, what was it? Like, there was nothing like really specific. Like, there was no one that ever talked and I was like, I want to do that. You know? I think it was just natural. Like, this is just how I would emphasize certain things. So you go through my old videos, you learn that you need to be at least a little engaged. And there are some YouTube videos that I watch where like someone's whole shtick is that they're monotone and like they're entertaining in their own way. Yeah. So, you know, take everything I say with a grain of salt. And, you know, just figure it out yourself. And like even like in real life, when you're telling stories, you want to be engaged. But when you're animated and you don't have facial expressions and you only have your voice, I've learned you kind of have to like overemphasize certain things. Not to the point where it's annoying. I think I can be. I'll look at some of my old stuff and I'm like, oh, I scream a lot. And I think a lot of times I like made the joke that I was screaming. I think I still scream in videos. Yeah, I still scream in videos, but I don't know. I time and place, right? And like, yeah, just I think just doing it for years, you just kind of have like you just find what works, what doesn't work, what you like. And then you just go for it, man. Like, so imagine like a cartoon. So imagine a cartoon character talking like this right now. See, like, I'm engaged, but it's kind of boring. Right. Now imagine a cartoon character talking like this. What are we doing here, guys? If you're just listening to this, I'm animated right now. Yeah, this is kind of a switch too. Well,
we actually, this is a thing with video as well, is that like, you know, they say that the camera adds 10 pounds, right? The camera also cuts energy in half. So sometimes I'll do one of my talking heads.
Yeah.
And then I'll walk out of there, and Brigitte will be like how'd it go in there? And I'm just like, man, that episode is gonna be like pressured speech, the video. I'm just like super fast all the time, really intense. And then I watch it back, and I'm just like, okay, so here's how it works with this camera, and how this.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, weird. Or I'm like, man, that one sounded perfectly confident, really chill. And then I look back and I'm like, I look half asleep.
Yeah.
So you really do bring this extra energy. You learn to do that, and this like odd, like extra elevated way of speaking.
Yeah.
I like your voice.
Is there a cat snoring?
Yeah, he's snoring.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a cat.
I just heard something.
This is how you know a cat trusts you. It goes totally limp when you pick him up. Here you go.
Oh.
He's so big. Yeah. There he is. Here's Fedor.
He's a fat boy.
He's such a fat boy. He's such a big and he's such a sausage.
He was biting my hands earlier.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. Can you zoom in on this guy?
Oh yeah, we'll get a punch in on that. That's the thumbnail.
That's the thumbnail. You're already thinking of the thumbnail. You are a YouTuber.
Oh yeah. Oh,
well,
man.
so you said people like gave you beef for being a YouTuber. Do people in the comments give you beef for being like?
Yeah. So
on YouTube.
Actually, it's really fun. Yes, because I think a lot of filmmakers watch my channel secretly and very publicly are like, oh, YouTubers aren't real filmmakers, or there are no real filmmakers on YouTube. Meanwhile, I shoot for variety. I've done multiple feature films. I've worked with celebrities, whatever, right?
You talked about doing something with the Rizzler.
Yeah. I actually got to play at Comic-Con. I got to play Mario Kart with the Rizzler and Norman Reedus, which was super fun. I have like a picture of it. I actually, Gareth Edwards of Star Wars and Godzilla fame came to this house, and I installed a camera modification that I was kickstarting at the time on his camera. I have photos of that as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like I do work, I know some people, and like, it's funny because I'll mention in a video something about my clients, or sometimes I'll sign off and say, well, that's it for today. I'm gonna head over and keep working for clients. I'll see you guys next time, right? And people in the comments sometimes be like, yeah, right, clients. I actually still, and we'll see how this goes and future things as my whole shtick.
Yeah, do you think your audience is going to? Sorry to interrupt, but do you think your audience is gonna? I don't know if they'll even know who I am. But that's okay.
If they don't, they're fools.
I don't think I ever introduced myself, did I?
Who are you?
Yeah.
Why are you in this?
Yeah, I was just, hi everyone, I'm James. I have a YouTube channel called The Odd Ones Out.
So a lot of the comedy in your animations,
Thank you.
your films, comes from, a certain rhythm, cadence, awkward pauses, intentional, delays, letting a moment sit, right? How much of that is from your natural cadence as a storyteller versus how much of that is a practiced comedic effect?
Great question, buddy. I definitely think me starting out with comics and figuring out like how to structure a joke and like say a joke through visuals, like with animation, like that definitely helped me and taught me a lot. I also think because I do animation, my writing, I'm like naturally trying to tighten things up as much as possible, because like the longer something is, then the more like animation you have to do, and like that's just more work. And if you can pretty much convey the same idea with less time, then that's freaking great. Less animation, it's also naturally just makes things more punchier too. So I think that also helped. Just this, I've like pretty much trained myself to like be concise with my writing and everything. I don't know. Like I also just like to make people laugh, and like I guess all the jokes that you see in my videos are like just my type of humor, I never try to like dumb things down or like make things for specific people. I'm just like, this is what I like, guys. So
right.
What are you watching on YouTube these days?
You. Basically, like right now, I'm in a business rabbit hole. I have some new products that I'm working on that are coming out that I can't talk about right now. So I'm in development on some new products. Some actually physical filmmaking products.
Wait,
so like,
okay.
I have developed filmmaking tools before, and I've kickstarted.
You were talking about having Godzilla over.
I had Godzilla over. I modded his camera. Before that, I made a memory card thing that actually helped Blackmagic Design sell like 1,000 cameras they wouldn't have sold before, and I know you know that, Blackmagic, because I sold 1,000 units of that thing.
And also, like, so much about cameras and compositions.
Right.
I think I was saying earlier, I was like,
Does he look up camera stuff?
I like know so little about cameras, and it's kind of embarrassing. But I don't use cameras, so I don't know. Just hit the record button. Like your tripods, like they have wheels on them and stuff. I'm like, damn.
They've got the floor level spreaders.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
That's so funny. But yeah, so like I have been looking at. I'm in the I'm as part of the business rabbit hole, but it's funny because like I'm a filmmaker who mostly watches cartoons.
Oh.
So like I watch a ton of animation. I say cartoons, you know.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, same, I guess.
Animated feature films
brow.
and stuff. Yeah, so I watch a lot of animations and pull a lot of inspiration from that visually.
I asked what you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
Kind of like, what do you do in your free time? But no, you're always on. You're always trying to figure out that grind set or whatever.
Dude, I am always trying to solve something. I love solving puzzles so much, which I think is why I like video games so much. Because it's like active, engaged
puzzle solving. Yeah.
Puzzle solving is what it is. Yeah. And,
A to B, dude.
Yeah, and like an animated film, there's a craft to it that is so much more work goes into.
We were talking about puzzle. What do you mean animated?
Like, what you're talking about? You're asking about like.
Oh yeah.
So like, yeah, I'm just talking about the things that I consume, right? I'm a filmmaker who doesn't like just rewatch all of like the Oscar contenders.
Sure.
I actually am watching like cartoons and playing video games, but then I go make movies.
I get you.
Yeah.
I mean, same, absolutely. Yeah. I'm not, I definitely, is there a word for when films are like just trying to get Oscars and you're like, oh, this is too artsy?
It is actually called Oscar bait.
Oscar bait? Okay.
Yeah, there are Oscar bait films that are, and generally it's not because of the way they're filmed, it's because of what the story is about.
Oh.
And so they'll make these like stories that that filmmakers are like, ugh, Oscar bait film. How am I supposed to compete with that with my like, other thing?
My cartoon about a robot.
Yeah. But yeah, so Brigitte and I will often be like, when people ask us like what kind of films we like to say art house garbage.
Oh, yeah.
we love a slide, like a dry, slow burn, independent film, Tarkovsky and just like whatever.
Black and white.
Oh yeah.
Just film grading.
Yeah. Give me the chrome edition of any film.
Oh, yeah. That's so funny because I just like obscure, random, like straight to VHS animated movies.
Awesome.
Yeah, like all the Disney sequels. Like
I will say the dub of Akira on VHS is different.
Is it?
It is. And I have never found that dub again. And I do not have an Akira VHS, but I have a VCR.
Maybe someone watching knows what we're talking.
Someone watching, if you have Akira on VHS, I want it. So what was it like for you transitioning from one-man band in your bedroom making videos and animating on your own
to a whole team?
Like hiring people? Even just your first hire, let alone growing to a whole team. Yeah.
It's very interesting because you have said that you watch videos on like important topics that make you learn a lot. I didn't do any of that. I kind of just fell into making a pipeline. So when I first started, it was just me doing little like character bouncing from pose to pose. And the first person I hired, I was just like, hey, color the characters. I'll draw the lines, you color them. And so then it was kind of like a little, like and then I was like, hey, this person, they can do backgrounds. So then I like got a background artist. And then I don't even like I said, the team just kept building and building naturally. And then I was like, oh, this person can do animation. This person can do assets, this storyboards, And then like, before I knew it, it just became this like whole pipeline. And what was so interesting is that when I went to Netflix and I was doing stuff, I realized that they had like the same pipeline that I did, just at a much bigger scale. And I was like, oh, I didn't even like really research like the most optimal way of doing it. It just kind of happened naturally, you know? And I also think it's funny when people are like, I think people are under the assumption that if you have a team of 6 people, then you're only doing 1/6 the work. See, thank you. It is ridiculous, right? It means the video is going to be 6 times as hard.
Right.
Because there's like, I don't know, the analogy I use, it's like that any animated, pretty much every film, it's a ice sculpture that everyone is working on at the same time. and you just have to coordinate with everyone, like what part of the ice sculpture that you're doing.
Yeah.
You know?
With the added part of how's that? Is that good? Okay, yes. And like
glue it back on.
Yeah, that's something that like when you've been doing the whole process, I know this from me having dealt with this too, is like when you're the one who does all of it, you know how to do every step at a certain pace, and you become very efficient doing it on your own, right? Then when you have someone else come and do it, and you outsource a piece, they're working at like half your speed. When you have 3 or 4 of those guys, each of them feels slower or less efficient than you, but overall you're doing 200% as much bandwidth. So it's like, it's hard to like remind yourself that sometimes. So if something happened and you stopped making films.
Thank you for saying it like that.
Today.
Oh, today. Okay. Like I lost my hands or something?
Yeah, but you can direct people. Like the solar flare goes off. All technology gets wiped out. You can no longer make
I got more. Wait, what's the follow? Okay, finish the hypothetical.
Yeah. There's if then. What would you miss the most or first about this world?
You know, we were talking about comments earlier, and I do think, like, when I started out with comics in my school on paper with stick figures, my favorite part was sharing it with other people, showing it to my friends, seeing the smile on their face, going, ha. I was like, yes, I did it.
Yeah.
You know, like they're not slapping their knees or anything because it's a comic, whatever. And so I think it like totally makes sense that I like became a YouTuber, is because just showing off the like, here's what I worked on, I hope you enjoy. Like that's what I think I'm gonna miss most. I've definitely been doing this long enough where I'm like, oh boy, drawing a lot and like scrutinizing over every frame is getting a little tiring. But like my favorite part of the process has always been finishing it. Being like, here's the fruits of my labor. Like I'm doing sound effects for a video right now, and so it's just all really coming together. You know, I'm like, oh wow, this is the final touches. I don't know if like in films, if sound effects are the last thing that you do, but sound and color are the last two. Interesting.
Yeah. Oftentimes at the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
And sound is more important. I'm like
visuals or the color.
Oh man, actually that's a distinction no one's ever asked me before. Wow, I actually don't know that offhand. I will say sound is more important than visuals though, and I am the DP who oftentimes is like, please pay a sound guy, you need good sound. Yeah. And here's the reference I always give people, right? Imagine that you are sitting in a theater watching Avengers 49.
A train.
And you're watching this giant, huge, epic action film in front of you in 4K, 8K IMAX. And you can only hear it out of the cell phone in your hand. Yeah. Now imagine you're in a dark room with the cell phone in your hand and great headphones on. Which is a more immersive experience?
The headphones.
You don't even have to do it to know.
Yeah, right?
Exactly. Like sound is so important. Huge visuals are great, but sound is what will truly bring people in.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like it's an audio-visual medium.
Yeah, exactly,
I emphasize visual.
Yeah. But no one is on set posing next to the sound gear.
Yeah, right.
That is a thing. People who aren't in the camera department will pose next to the camera. It's really funny.
Yeah. Well, the cameras are the ones taking the pictures, so they have to pose with it.
It's the sexiest gear on set, man. Everybody wants to be seen next to the huge camera rig with all that stuff.
But I mean, like, you're so like, because there's probably a large amount of people that are just listening to this right now. So yeah, like. If we didn't have sound,
you'd silent play. It's just us, like, and then text.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
So I went on the official unofficial. I went on the unofficial, the Odd Ones Out subreddit with its 120,000 plus members.
Okay.
And I asked the question: if you could ask James any question you'd like, what would that question be?
And now the people that responded actually get.
And now the people who responded get to ask that. So
that's so funny.
I'm going to ask you those questions.
You said there's 4 of them?
There are so because I am not famous, it was largely ignored, which is perfect. So we're going to take this very literally.
Okay.
I know you made a video about this, but real quick, how do you come up with your topics?
Someone asked that?
Yeah. And someone else linked the video you did about this, but just so that you can answer it.
I don't even remember how, like, what did I say in that video? How do I come up with my topics? Oh, I remember what I said. I say... what I think about what's something that I go, don't get me started on, and then
I'll get started on it, and then then I just make a video about it. I think there's also times that like videos will come out through writing. Like I also talked about this. Literally, just get a notebook, start writing. Just don't even like think about what to write. Just spit it out. Just be like, turtles are weird. And like then just get creative juices flowing. There was a video I did about goats. And originally I was going to do a video about like, why are there so many goats in animated movies? But then as I was looking into it, I was like, wait, it's not a goat, it's a sheep. Wait, the sheep didn't even make that sound. It's a stock sound effect. Wait, and then like it's an NFT now, you know, and like that kind of like just that like that's like a rabbit hole that just like sort of like spiraled into a video. That happens a lot too. There are also times where I'm like, there's just like the fast food video one. I like told my friend, I was like, here's something fun you can do when you're bored. You will read reviews about 1 star, blah blah blah. And then he was like, that's a good video. And I was like, oh my God, you're right, that is a good video. Like, and so then I like that I don't know, just living life. How do you come up with just I think about what I think is entertaining and hope that other people think it. And I try and give out that idea in an entertaining way.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the story.
No,
so
that's great.
Give an upvote to that person.
Done. Thumbs up. Yeah. Actually, here's a fun one for you because I'm going to share one with you. Look at mirrors for sale on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace.
I thought that was the end of the sentence. Like this is how you get ideas. Look at mirrors.
No, like this is one of those things. If you go to Facebook Marketplace or you go to Craigslist, look at all the posts of people selling mirrors.
Oh, is it just them taking a picture?
No one takes into account what is in that reflection.
Oh. So funny.
It's amazing.
That's so because they're like, I want to sell this mirror.
Yes, it's and them trying to hide from the reflection also hilarious. Just so aces, and it's always fresh content every day.
There's your video idea.
Honestly, I need to do that. Yeah. I need to hit up your animators because I'll rank it out there.
For sure.
Okay, so taking things literally here, we're gonna do this exactly as it is.
Okay.
Are you in your GIF open because you're smoking? So
someone thinks I'm smoking.
Yeah, are you smoking? You don't sound like a smoker to me.
No.
But you are, 98.6.
Oh, I see. I smoke. Yeah. Do I have any GIFs of smoking? Yeah, I think if you search on like Giphy or something, I'm sure people have made. I've done this like on Discord. You can like send GIFs. You search odd ones out. I have GIFs of that. And am I, because I'm smoking?
You're smoking.
Someone thinks I'm smoking.
You're smoking, yeah.
I'm not right now.
Yeah. All right, good talk.
Then
that person gets...
night's still young, let's see where it takes us.
One person simply asked, why?
Oh, why? If you could ask Down any question, what would you ask him? Why? Why are you on my unofficial subreddit? There's also like...
Why anything?
Have you heard of the bean soup theory?
No.
This is... I don't know where it originated, but there was this person gave a recipe for bean soup, and then someone commented, I don't like beans though. And then it kind of like spiraled into this whole like, why do everyone on the internet thinks that what they see is like tailored to them? So when someone sees a recipe for bean soup, they're like, I don't like bean soup. And it's like, this isn't for you, right? So... I don't know if that was what the person was getting at. Did they go YH, WHY?
All lowercase WHY, no question mark.
No question mark. Why? Okay.
Yeah, you can just answer why anything. I mean,
the punctuation changes what they mean.
It does, yeah.
Why?
Like a period would have been like very specific.
Yeah, that would have been. I would have been like, oh, they're mad at me. Yeah. A question mark, I would have been like, oh, they're interested. Yeah. But all lowercase.
Yeah. I guess why the odd ones out? Why James?
I mean. It's this person.
I think this is like the person who gave you that abstract question and then gave you the answer in it, but now you don't have the answer, so you can just abstractly respond to the abstract question now.
Because I can.
Nice. All right, cool. All right, final one.
Okay.
Because this was all of them.
Okay. Yeah. No. That's great.
When did you realize how big of an impact you had on the YouTube animation community?
Okay. We're going to be here a while. That sounded pompous. I think what happened when I was making the videos, people were watching them. There was this huge wave of kids doing their own animated storytime videos. And some of them I'm like still friends with. Swoosh, Brody, Bryson, if you go back to their first videos, these are like 13, 14-year-old kids. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Like, and I never set out to make videos like, this is for kids. Hey, like, you know, doing skibbity toilets or whatever. But like a lot of kids did like them. They were family friendly. They were cartoons. So like, yeah, I can see why a lot of kids are drawn to them. But I think what happened, I realized there was a big impact. There were so many of these kids starting their own YouTube channel that there was a whole website called the Young Animators Club. It's not up anymore. The guy who ran it lives in Fiji now, I think, and he was kind of a weird dude. The whole website was like, every person's channel like had their subscribers like right next to it. So it became this like very weird like numbers focused game of like who's on top and who's on bottom, who this week's shout out goes to blah. And so there was literally so many of these young animators that there was this guy who saw a businessman who saw an opportunity to like, I don't even know what his goal was with the video, with the website and stuff. And they're actually like, it's been a slow during the pandemic, but if you go on YouTube right now and search up my first video, there's kind of like this second wave of people like making these like, just this introduction, like, I want to start an animation storytime channel. And I don't know if YouTube is doing something or if like people are genuinely interested, because a lot of these like my first videos are getting like 50,000 views, which is like amazing for a first video, you know? Like, so that's what you should do. You should do so there's this, honestly, this like new wave. I don't think it's as big as it was in like 2018, but there's this like new wave of like people starting out being like, I'm giving YouTube animation a try. And which I think is great, you know? Like, I think being able to like communicate with art and show your ideas through art is amazing. Obviously, I'm biased, but like
it's got them all for you.
Yeah, right. It's like you can like have so many different styles, and like if I remember like one time I was wanting to like film this like merch video, and I wanted to like have myself in space, and I was going to do live action, and I was like writing the script, and then I realized like, how am I going to show myself in space? Like with a cartoon, I could just put a black background and draw stars, you know? Like I'm not gonna, so I don't know, like
that's what space is.
Yeah, I'm just saying like animation like is so freeing and it's tedious and grindy, but like if you put in the work, you can do it. So the question was, when did I realize I made a big impact? I think it was when the Young Animators Club website was made. And I don't know if I ever interacted with the people there, but like I saw that and I was like, wow, like, I'm guessing like so many, like, because I used to watch YouTube when I worked, and then I was literally just like, I could do that. And I guess so many people saw me do that and thought the same thing. And that was really nice. That was a good last question, I think.
Heck yeah. Cool. All right, well, yeah, then that's the show.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Check out James's channel if you haven't heard of it.
Link will be in the description.
Yeah, it's just a little cartoon channel called The Odd Ones Out.
Called The Odd Ones Out.
Yeah. Catch you guys next time.
Thanks, everyone.